Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Joe Biden's approval rating in the state of Nevada among independents is in the teens. It's 18%. Democrats are going to be completely screwed for the midterm elections across a wide variety of swing states. And if Biden's approval is 33% in Nevada, and you have Catherine Cortez Masto polling at like 40% as an incumbent, we understand that the midterms are not going to be a fun year for the opposition, and we understand that Republicans could be in for a clear sweep in the United States Senate, and I'm going to explain why in this video. We analyzed some polls a couple weeks ago surrounding the Senate races. This time, we're going to be looking into why Democrats are not going to be able to hold a single battleground Senate race, and why you might see the true closest races end up being states that you wouldn't even fathom Republicans having a chance at. So we're going to dive into this, but first I have to tell you guys about our good friends over at My Patriot Supply. So we're facing more threats than ever before. Our leaders are warning of global food shortages, including right here in the US, so it's time to act. You can go to preparewithredeagle.com and get your long-term emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. We don't know when more empty shelves may be hitting us, so now is the best time to act, and My Patriot Supply is by far the #1 preparedness company to rely on, with millions of satisfied customers every single year. Act quickly and save $150 on a vital 3-month emergency food kit giving breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, and snacks totaling over 2,000 calories a day. Every family in America should have at least one 3-month supply of food per person, and now you can. Go to preparewithredeagle.com and save $150 on your 3-month food kit. That's preparewithredeagle.com. Don't wait any longer. Do it now. Once again, preparewithredeagle.com. So we look at this, and we also look at the current Senate map. And this is not going to be a prediction video in and of itself, but talking about the toss-up races. North Carolina, can we even call that a toss-up at this point? I don't even know. But North Carolina, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Nevada, and Arizona, a lot of people are saying are going to be some of the closest races, as well as I believe we're missing a state here, Georgia. There we go. So there's going to be 7 toss-up races, at least in the traditional sense of the term toss-up. And I believe Republicans are going to be favored to win all of them. And I think you look at the generic ballot and it speaks volumes. Republicans are at 46% almost. Democrats are down there at 42%. And there's a lot of undecideds, a majority of which disapprove of Joe Biden, and Republicans typically lag in terms of the red wave polling we've seen in 2010 and 2014 behind their final total. So take all of that into consideration, and it will tell you you will be in line to see a wave of R+8, maybe even R+10 or even more. And we can go over the House seat chart again, but we're not going to do that in this video. But it is very likely that Republicans are going to be able to pick off 40 House seats, despite the fact that redistricting has not really gone so well for them until very recently. But that's beside the point. But in terms of these Senate races that are going to be up for grabs, if Republicans are going to be doing already, let's take the current polls at face value and take the 2020 results at face value, that is a shift of 7 to 8 points. And you can see this here. You're going from 4.5% in favor of the Democrats to roughly 3.5% in favor of the Republicans. So even if we take the polls at face value, which is not a smart thing to do, and I still think they're underestimating Republicans for good reason, then you could put all the states that went to Donald Trump or Biden by less than 8 in Trump's column. But let's even say we'll put the states that went for Biden by less than 3 or states that went for Trump in the red column. Okay, well, we could do that. And already you see Republicans are at 53 Senate seats. New Hampshire's the only one. And I firmly believe that if you shift that national environment all the way back to R+5, R+6, New Hampshire would instantly flip into the Republican column. People don't understand that Maggie Hassan is not as popular as Jeanne Shaheen. She's not. She barely got by in 2016. There is zero concrete evidence that she is any sort of an electoral juggernaut, and a lot of the approval polls that we have seen tend to have her approval rating down closer to 40% than up in the mid-50s or nearing 60, because that's what you'll need as a Democrat to win in this cycle. New Jersey and Virginia, where you saw 10 to 15% plus shifts to the right, and you look at a lot of these election results across the country, yeah, it does seem as if Republicans are doing much better than a lot of people have been expecting them to, and they will likely continue to do better than what people are expecting them to do. And as a result, 54 Senate seats, that's where they're at right now. And we're talking about the closest races not necessarily being Nevada. It's possible that Adam Laxalt could end up winning by over 5 points. It's possible Arizona flips by 5 points to the right. It's possible Wisconsin and Pennsylvania aren't even competitive, especially with the lunatics and Mandela Barnes and John Fetterman that the Democrats seem to be nominating. At least they're the front runners. So it seems as if the closest elections that we may see may come from a place like Colorado at the end of the day. And yeah, I think Democrats are going to hold Colorado, but maybe they'll hold it by 4%. And then Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin will all be 4% plus to the right. And some people may say, well, still New Hampshire might be closer than that. And that's true. But either way, the fact that we're talking about states like Colorado or Washington being some of the more competitive races, even if they end up falling into the hands of Democrats at the end of the day, speaks volumes about the unpopularity of Joe Biden. It speaks volumes about the energy factor that the Republicans have right now. And 54 Senate seats is crucial. Because look at the map in 2024. You're going to be getting insta flips in Ohio, West Virginia, Montana. You're talking about 57 out of the gate. And that doesn't even take into consideration the fact that you have like 6 or 7 Senate seats up for re-election in other states that either Trump won in 2016 or that he will likely win in 2024, i.e. Nevada, because Biden's not recovering from this. There's no way. And people are going to be out there saying, well, his approval rating is still around 40% and Trump's is like 45% or whatever, and it's possible Biden can recover. But the truth is there's very little that he can actually do to gain the support back. The economy's not going to roar back. His own administration is admitting that it's not. He's not doing anything regarding the border. And now it was announced today that Jill Biden says that Joe Biden is going to be running for re-election in 2024. I believe it because he's the best that they can do. And if Kamala Harris is nominated, it's going to get a lot worse for the opposition. And that's the thing, and they know that. Whereas Donald Trump, he's going out there, and you look at these head-to-head polls, which Trump was never ahead in 2016, was never ahead in 2020 at all, and Trump's like ahead 5 to 10 percentage points in the national popular vote over Joe Biden. Yeah, it's pretty obvious who the front runner is going to be for 2024. And you look at this and you're talking about increasing polarization and the fact that you could flip Senate seats in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Arizona, because Sinema's popularity is a little bit overstated there, and Nevada as well. I think Jackie Rosen's very overrated. She only won by 4 or 5 in like a D+9 national environment. Give me a break. And you look at all of this and you combine all the facts together, and it's pretty obvious that Republicans are going to be on track for 62 Senate seats or so by the end of the 2024 election. And you're going to put Donald Trump in there. And you look at who Trump is endorsing, because a lot of people are going to say, and rightfully so, because I say it all the time, that these rhinos are going to be holding back Trump's agenda. And while that is true, and there's a lot of rhinos in the Senate, we're seeing a lot of good endorsements from Donald Trump. And he's endorsed Herschel Walker in Georgia. In Nevada, he decided to endorse Laxalt. Great choice. He made the right choice in Ohio with Vance, much better than the other people, regardless of whatever he said like 5 to 10 years ago about Trump. You look at who he's endorsed in Alaska. You look at how he's endorsing in a lot of these other open races. I mean, the Alabama fiasco was a big mess, don't get me wrong. But overall, he's endorsed fairly well across the entire nation so far, at least compared to how he was endorsing in 2020. They're saying he's going to endorse Masters in Arizona. Another individual who has espoused America First policy time and time again throughout his campaign and supported Trump as early as like late 2015. So already we're seeing an improvement from Trump's endorsement game. We're seeing Trump step it up a little bit in terms of holding the Republican Party accountable, which is something that he hasn't really done since he took power. It seems as if he ran a very anti-establishment campaign, and now that he has been wronged by the establishment, they've tried to impeach him for something he didn't do, among many other things. He actually is out for revenge and is actually willing to hold the establishment's feet to the fire. So we're seeing that as well. And I think you're going to see a lot of great senators become elected. I'm really excited about it. Hope for an upset in Arkansas. Hope for an upset in Oklahoma, that we see some solid candidates decide to win, maybe even against the Trump endorsement, because that's happened. Look at Boebert in Colorado, Cawthorn in North Carolina. You have people that run campaigns that are more Trumpian than the Trump-endorsed candidate and end up winning. So hopefully we see even more of that this cycle, and I think we will. And moving forward, it's going to be a very positive development. And as a result, you're going to see 54 Republican senators, and you'll see over 60 Republican senators by 2024. And 2026 might be a rough midterm, but either way, you're gaining enough of a foundation built off of the unpopularity of this joke of an administration to the point where even if you lose a couple senators in 2026, which are you really going to do? I mean, maybe you lose Maine if Collins retires, which arguably wouldn't even be that much of a loss. But beyond that point, is it even going to matter? You'll still have 60 senators moving forward. That's a filibuster-proof majority. And as a result, you're going to be able to do whatever needs to actually get done, assuming you can get rid of some of these rhinos like McConnell and other establishment swamp creatures that have been dictating how things are done in Washington, that should not be dictating how things are done in Washington, because their ways of doing things don't work out in favor of the Republican base. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and buy the merch as well. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.